I guess. Oh, okay. Oh, we're getting real kinky now. We got candles and everything. So, BlackBook. I got kind of confused when Epic called it a card game and then it started out being extremely cinematic. But honestly, calling this game a card game would be calling Wizard 101 a card game just because they use cards to attack. So basically, this game's like a full-fledged RPG that kind of reminds me of the Telltale games. So basically, you're a young witch in Slavic Russia, and as you immerse yourself into the game, you get to learn more real Russian folklore, which is kind of interesting. But you basically just move around and fight demons with spells. You know, pretty simple, but pretty fun. He's dead.
They didn't bury him in the holy ground.
Oh, really? Can she not interact with that? Oh, that just turns them on and off, I guess. Alright, to the crossroads. I thought it said this is a card game. I guess this way? I don't see any other way. Kind of an interesting way to move around. Oh, good, I can walk around with WASD. I was about to say, if I have to click to walk everywhere, this is gonna suck. Alright, talk to this dude.
So, have you found the candles?
Yeah, I got the candles.
Well done. All by yourself.
This is the blank book. It contains all of your Zagavors. Try using Orazi. Okay, Orazi. Press and intern to recite your Yagavor. Why does my mouse keep disconnected? Okay, intern. Yorazi. Uh oh. The pages you had previous turn have changed. The book alters pages each turn. That makes sense. Enemy attacks can be blocked with defense. So that's defense. Defense shields you from damage, but disappears on your next turn. Recite Avaldi, which I just did. You're behind tutorial. Well, at least it has a tutorial though.
Words protect from demons, but this protection fades quickly. Now draw up a complete Zagavar.
Yeah, see, I was confused when it said, okay, you can currently recite a maximum of 3 pages as indicated by the empty slots at the top screen. Okay. Zagador consists of orders, paper, and keys. You can currently recite Zagador consisting of 2 orders and 1 key. Oh, okay, I see. The symbols up top. A card game. Ew. I mean, I don't mind card games. I'm trying to learn Magic the Gathering right now. You can see that. Yeah, I see them. I see them. Okay. So I can do 2 of these and 1 of these. Alright, so let's do 2 and this one. I mean, it's a very cinematic card game. I don't know. So the combat's pretty simple. Essentially, you have a book of spells that you can change out, and you unlock better ones, and you can buy better ones as you earn the in-game currency and as you progress through the game. And so different spells obviously have different effects. So you have attack and defense as your basic ones, and then later on you unlock blessings and curses. So a blessing is like a positive status effect on you, and a curse is like a negative side effect on enemies. And then as you level up, you can unlock more and more perks throughout your perk tree, and then that will allow you to play more cards and make your cards more powerful, etc. If you answer a knowledgeability question correctly, you will receive an experience reward. Sometimes your answers will influence in-game events. To recognize correct answers, you will have to carefully study your surroundings and the optimization, which you can open at any point from the menu. You can also receive a hint by pressing your knowledge button. However, you will only get half the experience.
Why do you work at night?
Okay, now on your travel map, every night it will display different locations. You may go on your way only after you speak to all of your visitors. Oh, gotcha. You can visit any available location. However, your health recovers only after you accomplish your task and return to the Izba. Your goal, visit the main task location. However, you can't reach it without visiting all the other locations on the way. The game auto saves each time the location changes. You can save your progress manually, in which case the game will save as soon as you enter a new location. You can open the map by clicking on your present location. We wish you the best of luck exploring the northern lands of Chadlin. Chadlin uses it. How on earth do you pronounce that, bro? Alright, so this is the optional mission, I guess. Yeah, we'll do the optional one. 100% completion, my man.
You stealthily creep by the village houses.
So basically, that's how you move around inside the game mostly, is you're just clicking on map locations, and then after you go to that location, it gives you like a short dialogue, like, oh, you see a cabin with some people or something, and then it gives you like dialogue options of how you want to react, and based on what you choose, it changes the outcome, obviously. And then you don't actually move around until you get to a main story location, and then you kind of explore, pick up herbs and stuff, and that sort of thing.
Wrong one. I've got a gift ready for you.
Oh, I can curse the peasant instead? I feel like that's the most evil option. Like, that will probably give me +1 sin, but curse him, that's gotta be like +5.
I don't have time for this.
You wait for the peasant to leave, then read a black saga.
So the in-game morality system is just a sin counter. So anything evil that you do, it counts it as a sin, and then you can do like good options. I don't think it takes away sins though. So once you do a bad thing, it stays on that score. And so the more sins and stuff that you commit, and the more evil acts you do, the more sins you rack up. And that kind of affects some things inside the game, like characters won't like you and that sort of thing if you get super evil. Your goal is to use up all your cards. The last person left with cards in their hands is the loser, the Fool of the Dorak. The players take turns attacking the player with next to them with 1 or more cards. Attack Nili with the 6 of hearts. Okay. Nikolai beats your card with his king. Press end turn at the bottom to proceed the game. At the end of each round, the players take turns drawing new cards until they have 6 in their hand. It starts with the first attack of this round. Beat his 8 of clubs to your 9 of clubs. Okay, so you just play a higher card. Play the 7 of diamonds. And he beat it. Although Nikolai beats your card with the 10 of diamonds, you may launch a new attack with the card of its rank that's already been played. For instance, you can now attack with 10 or another 7. I'll attack with 7 again. Use up my lower cards first. Nikolai gave up and took the cards, for he has nothing to beat them. This turn is yours. Before letting you play on your own, we have to discuss trump cards. Note, the trump card suit is stronger than other suits and can beat all the other cards, even if those different suit and even those are higher ranked. For instance, a trump 10 will even beat a king. Oh, okay. Since cards with trump suit are stronger, you should decide whether or not to use them at your first convenience or save them for a crucial point. By the way, a player who has the lowest ranking trump card on his hand goes first. They also had this mini game inside of the game, which kind of just goes to show it really is a full-fledged RPG and not just a simple card game. Because if it's got card games inside of the card game, then obviously it's not just a card game. So overall, it's a pretty decent game. It's unique and original. I haven't seen very many games like this. Personally, not my cup of tea because I like the more action-packed games and stuff like that. But I ended up playing it for 2 hours without even realizing it. And most of these reviews, I only play the game for an hour to give it like a fair shot. So overall, I'd probably give it 7 out of 10 bones.